In this video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best shooting guards right now in NBA 2K25 my team. At number 10, I do have Dark Matter Brandon Ingram. I feel like for this one, there could go a lot of different ways for number 10. Guys that are just barely going to miss out off this list are cards like Galaxy Opal Kyle Korver. Maybe if you wanted to put like a Galaxy Opal Drazen Petrovic, those are both really good shooting guard cards and very good shooters, but I just personally think they're just going to barely miss out of this top 10. And I think for a lot of people, Brandon Ingram could go either way. I'm super high on this card because he's 6'10" at the shooting guard position with a 7'3" wingspan. I think he's got a great player model. And the thing about this card is he doesn't necessarily have the best stats. Like, his defensive stats are very underwhelming. He doesn't have anything ridiculous when it comes to the animations, but I just feel like this card being 6'10" at shooting guard is so valuable. And with his jump shot, I feel like you can shoot over the top of a lot of smaller shooting guards. I feel like he's very uncontestable of a card, and I do like his dribble sigs. I don't think they're anything ridiculous, but for a 6'10" card at the shooting guard spot, I think with his stats and his badges being decent enough, he's got a good jump shot, he's got solid dribble sigs, and with the fact that he's 6'10", he causes a lot of problems on the offensive end, and I think it makes him a lot better defensively being that tall at shooting guard. But number 9 is going to be Galaxy Opal Paul George. I feel like you still have to have this card in the top 10. He's basically just a worse Scottie Pippen, who we'll talk about here in a second, but he's 6'8" at the 2, 6'11" wingspan, and this card just plays exceptionally good defense in game. 90 block, 97 steal, 97 perimeter, 90 interior defense. He's got great Hall of Fame defensive badges, and for a card that came out over a month and a half ago, or at least around a month ago, yeah, probably a month and a half ago by now, and I still feel like he's really good at the shooting guard spot. I think we'll probably see his new Dark Matter coming out in season 6, which is in, I think, only 10 days as of right now. So I think we'll probably see a new Dark Matter Paul George sometime over the next couple weeks to a month. And once we get that card, I feel like the thing that will improve is probably his jump shot on very quick timing, or maybe he gets a new jump shot, and his dribble sigs will also probably be a little bit better. But I still think Paul George is amazing. He's a great all-around shooting guard, and I feel like he has no flaws. He does everything at a very high level, and I feel like he has to be in my top 10. Now, number 8 is going to be the new Dark Matter Jerry Stackhouse, 6'6" at the 2, 6'8" wingspan. And the thing about this card is I feel like he's got an amazing jump shot. This is a really good release. It's on very quick timing. I feel like it's a fast enough jump shot. I feel like it's an easy enough jump shot to green, and he's got pretty good dribble sigs. I like that Damian Lillard escape, that Devin Booker dribble style is pretty good, and I just feel like his movement in game has looked pretty nice, and his stats and his badges are obviously going to be great for a Dark Matter. He's got good defense, great slashing, great athleticism. He's got 23 Hall of Fame badges, and I think Jerry Stackhouse is a little bit underrated. Haven't seen many people talk about this card from the new Bracket Busters Festival, but I still think he's one of the better shooting guards in this game. I do have him at number 8. Now, number 7 is going to be Dark Matter Scottie Pippen. Like I mentioned, I think Paul George is just a worse version of Scottie, because Scottie's going to be the better defender, right? He's 6'8" at the 2, 7 foot wingspan. I like his player model a little bit more than Paul George's, but I think his defense is really where he excels over a card like Paul George, having that 99 perimeter, 98 steal, 94 interior defense, and a 90 block. And the thing about Scottie Pippen is I think I could also maybe prefer his jump shot in the catch and shoot as well, but that's one's definitely, more of a preference base. I also like his behind the back a little bit more. So for me personally, I think those two are very comparable, Scottie Pippen and Paul George. Maybe PG's got a little bit more movement, but I think Pippen's the better defender with the better jump shot, and I think it's a very slight advantage for Pippen, but I do have him as the 7th best shooting guard right now in my team. Number 6 is going to be Ricky Davis. I think this card is elite. 6'7" at the 2, 6'11" wingspan. I am super high on this card because I think he can be a very good on-ball defender. 92 steal, 92 perimeter is great. He's got Hall of Fame glove, pick dodger, which is good. Maybe he could be a lot better defensively, but I think he's a great slasher, 98 driving dunk, 98 vertical, Hall of Fame poster. But the thing about this card is this jump shot. I think he's got one of the best jump shots in this game. The Seth Curry base, Oscar Robertson upper on very quick timing is seriously one of my favorite jump shots. It's so easy to green. I feel like it's fast enough, but it's also slow enough where it's easy enough to green, and you don't feel like you're having to really focus on timing it. It feels like every time you're wide open with this card, it is going to be knocked down. And then you also got the Darius Garland dribble style on this card, which is easily the best dribble style in this game. And I think, yes, he doesn't have the greatest sigs other than that, but I feel like his movement is still very good in game, and I think it makes Ricky Davis close to a top 5 shooting guard. But number 5 is going to be the level 40 Brandon Roy. This card is still elite. 6'6" at the 2, 6'8" wingspan. He's a good enough defender. He's a great slasher. He's got a quick jump shot. Honestly, one of the quicker jump shots in this entire game. I think with this card, the only flaw is that he could have a lot better of dribble sigs. I feel like his sigs are solid enough, and that's easily going to make him a top 5 shooting guard. But if he had like better dribble sigs, I could see him being in like the top 3 to 2 best shooting guards in the game. But I still think Brandon Roy is so amazing at the shooting guard position, especially on the offensive end. Number 4 is going to be 100 overall Vince Carter, and I think number 4 and number 3 are very comparable, and I think it's a very close ranking between 100 overall Vince at 4 and Dark Matter Dr. J at 3. For this one, it really comes down to preference. I just think Dr. J's jump shot, even though it's on normal timing and even though he doesn't have the best of dribble sigs, that release is so good. And for whatever reason, Dr. J, he just plays amazing in game this year. Like, he seems like the sort of Glenn Rice from last year, where I know a lot of people loved his cards last year and he was like always the best card in the game. Dr. J, it kind of feels like his year in 2K25, where every card he gets, whether it's his Pink Diamond or his Dark Matter now, just feel amazing in game and feel like one of the best shooting guards for their time period. Now, I will say Pink Diamond Dr. J is probably also a top 10 shooting guard, definitely a lot lower on this list, but I think they play very comparably, so I would put Dr. J as well, the Pink Diamond, in this top 10, but I wanted to include some more cards and not have 2 of the same versions, like 2 of the same cards in a top 10, but I will say Pink Diamond Dr. J is also a top 10 shooting guard. But Dark Matter Dr. J, I got at number 3. I think 100 overall Vince, I got at number 4. I think this card is really good, but I just like Dr. J a little bit more, and I think, you know, saying 100 overall card is lower than a normal Dark Matter is sort of saying something, but I do have Dr. J at number 3. Number 2 is going to be Dark Matter Ron Artest, 6'7" at the 2, 6'11" wingspan, and I feel like this is where on my top 10, a lot of people are going to disagree. I know a lot of people would put Dr. J, a lot of people would put Vince Carter, and maybe even a lot of people would put Brandon Roy over Ron Artest, and I do think it's a very close debate, and by no means am I saying, you know, Ron Artest is much better than these cards, but I just feel like his defense in game seriously goes, you know, kind of unnoticed. Like, he plays such good defense that not a lot of people recognize that he's seriously one of the best defensive cards in this game, especially on the ball. But I feel like he also gets tons of good block animations, tons of good steal animations. He does have that 95 on-ball steal tendency, which I think is great. I love his jump shot, and I feel like that's the biggest difference maker between people liking this card and not liking this card as much, is because they added the Markelle Fultz base instead of the Rudy Gay base that he had on his Pink Diamond card. But it's on very quick. I think it's a great jump shot. I like his dribble sigs. And overall, I'm a huge fan of Dark Matter Ron Artest. I do think he's the second best shooting guard in this game. But number 1, it's easily going to be 100 overall Carmelo. 6'7" at the 2, 7-foot wingspan. Of course, he's 100 overall, so those 99 stats, those 30 Hall of Fame badges, pretty much a perfect card on paper. But then when you go to the animations, it almost gets even better. One of the best jump shots in this game, the Cameron Thomas base with the Oscar Robertson upper. It's one of the best bases in the game. It's on cards like Michael Beasley, you know, AC Law, obviously Cameron Thomas, who people love those cards besides Cameron Thomas, but Beasley and AC Law have great bases. And then he's got the Oscar Robertson upper, which is one of the best uppers in this game on very quick timing. He's also got like the Curry escape, Levine behind the back, you know, De'Aaron Fox dribble style. Again, I think his dribble sigs could be a little bit better, but still, I think Carmelo Anthony is, to me, the clear number 1 shooting guard in this game. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my top 10? Let me know what you guys would change about my rankings, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.